Last year in NBA 2K20, I posted an undersized center build. I called it my Bill Russell build, and initially, everyone doubted it. But as a few months went by, even the best centers in the game started to realize this truly was the best center build. We're bringing that back to NBA 2K21. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, man. I'm bringing you exactly what the title says, the best center build on NBA 2K21. Now, before you start skipping ahead, I know you guys are seeing a lot of build videos go around YouTube, so it's probably getting a little repetitive, but please, if you want this build or you want to watch this video, watch the whole thing. I've been seeing my past videos, my past couple videos, people in the comments,
oh, why'd you do this? Why would you do that? Why didn't you do this?
and I explain everything in the video, but I guess maybe they didn't watch the video or they skipped through and they missed the explanation. Trust me, there is a reason why the video is this long. Now, one reason is your boy's got some bills to pay, but the other reason is I try to explain my reasoning for everything that I do, okay? So drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm gonna say, for this type of center build, we're not talking about a 7-3 post score, we're talking about a center build that can dominate all game modes. 5v5 Pro-Am, you go to the rec center, you play 3v3, 2v2, multiple game modes it can dominate. We're not just talking about a 1v1 court, 7-3 post score. For that type of build, you're going to make a center. But for this type of build, an undersized center, Bill Russell type of build, you don't want to be a center. There's other positions you can make this at. Now, I even went all the way and looked at shooting guard, because you can make a 6'9 shooting guard, and you can get, honestly, more badges at shooting guard, but you can't get big man grand badge. You can't get rim take or glass take. You can only get, slasher or lockdown because you're a shooting guard. Small forward, you can get glass take, but it's just the badge spread isn't as good. Power forward is what you want to go with for this build, okay? Now, this is our Bill Russell build. You guys know from last year, if you weren't here, it's a pure red. All defending pie chart, but it will surprise you the attributes that you get on this build. It is incredible what it is capable of, all right? So you're going to pick that pure red, pure defending pie chart. Moving on to the physical, I'm going to go with the balanced one. Obviously, it's your build. You can do what you want. Some people say strength isn't important, but I feel like, if you're a center with like a 50, 60 strength, it's not going to be looking good, all right? So you want to have some strength. Now, the driving and finishing category. This is not a post scoring build, so in my opinion, I'm not going to waste attributes on the post hook. I'm going to turn down the close shot by 1 tick, and I'm going to leave myself with 16 finishing badges. And I'm telling you right now, this build last year was a beast in the paint in terms of getting contact dunks and catching alley-oops. And I tested it here in the demo as best we can against the computer, you know what I mean? And look, even when I get the mismatch against the guard, you can still back them down because you got a little bit of strength. You're not a post scorer by any stretch, but you can still exploit the mismatch. Look at some of the layups that this dude is finishing. You're catching alley-oops. You're doing everything that you would want from an undersized, 6'9 or 6'10 center build, just like last year. So, in my opinion, the finishing with 16 badges is perfect, okay? Now, shooting. I would love, you guys know last year, to up my shooting, but look at this tweet from Mike Wang. He's really saying, I know they say this every year, so I don't know how trustworthy it is, but he's basically saying these 53-point rating builds are not going to be able to shoot. So listen, I could be making a mistake here, but I'm going to trust Mike Wang. And, listen, if we're hitting with 53 balls, he says he's going to patch it. So we're not going to turn up any shooting. Now, if you're a Pro-Am center or, you like to play rec center a lot, maybe you want to put up that free throw. But besides that, if you're a park player, don't touch the shooting at all, in my opinion. Now, defense, max everything out. Now, here's the dilemma. Perimeter defense. I don't know if you guys realize this, but this basically just affects how well you get a shot contest on a perimeter jump shot. Now, if you're in their face, you're still going to get a smothered shot. I tested this plenty of times in 2K20, and I'm sure it's going to be the same in 2K21. As long as you're there, you're going to get a contest, but I wouldn't recommend putting it on nothing. All right, I would upgrade it a little bit. Now, here's the thing. If you want playmaking badges, which for me, I want at least 6 playmaking badges, okay? You can go with 4 and still max out the perimeter defense, but in my opinion, we're better off lowering that perimeter defense a little bit more down and going with 6 playmaking upgrades. That way you can get 2 gold badges, and you're going to see later in the video why I want 2 gold badges, okay? But it's really your choice. For me, I'm still getting the 30 D badges. I got decent perimeter defense rating, so I'm still going to get the shot contest that I need. Everything else on defense is maxed out, like lateral quickness. In my opinion, lateral quickness is way more important than perimeter defense. We still got the 30 D badges. We got a nice badge spread there for a Bill Russell type of undersized center build. Now, if you're making Bill Russell, obviously you're not going to go with Burley, but for here, I'm just going to choose Burley so it makes my center as big as possible. Now, for the height, I think 6'9" is perfect. Now, for those of you guys that didn't play 2K20 and didn't see my videos, I mean, look at that snag. 6'9". I know there's gonna be some dude in the comments talking about 6'9". My 7'3" center is gonna dog your center. Okay, bro. Listen, 7'3" centers on the 1v1 court, yes. For a post score, cool. For every other game mode, you don't want to be that tall. You don't want to be 7'2", 7'1", unless you're a post scorer. Outside of that, the 6'9" is perfect. You see here, even when Giannis is on me or Brook Lopez or these bigger centers, I'm strong enough to get position, and I have freakish athleticism and really, really good rebounding. I'm snagging offensive rebound, defensive rebound, like everything. I'm sure you got, look at 35 and 20 in a demo game with, you know what I mean? I don't have my 99 overall, +4, all that type of stuff. The build at 6'9" is perfect, okay? I know some people talking about 6'8" this year or 6'10". In my opinion, you lose too much when you go 1 inch either way. 6'9" is the perfect height. But again, that's just my opinion. You guys do whatever you want. Moving on to the weight. Initially, I see a lot of people talking about, they want like 80 something speed on their center. So you would need to go like, a little bit lower weight. But in my opinion, sacrificing a little bit of speed so that your speed, will only be like in the 70s after you get the +4 attributes, +4 Gatorade facility. You're adding +8 to all the physicals over in the top right corner. So getting like a mid to high 70s speed plus a really high strength, in my opinion, is better, okay? That's a better balance for your center build. Otherwise, say you run into a post scorer, you want to have like a 60 strength, you're going to get dominated. At least if you have a 90 strength, you can compete and try to get a stop, you know what I mean? So we're going to go 255 on the weight. Obviously, as I say all the time, tweak it to however you like, but for me, I think 255 is the right balance in terms of having decent excel, pretty good speed. You got to realize also, weight does not affect your lateral quickness. Like, our lateral quickness is still really high for a center, and then we're going to have a much higher strength than if we tried to get, a couple extra speed. I'd rather lose 2 or 3 speed and gain 10 strength as opposed to the opposite. You know what I mean? Now, moving on, wingspan. I mean, there's really no decision here. It's maxed out. Max it all the way out. There's absolutely no reason not to. Obviously, it gives you the standing dunk, the driving dunk, and then it increases your rebounding and your defense as well. You lose a little bit of strength, but it's worth it. That wingspan is extremely important, especially as a 6'9" center. You want those long arms, all right? Now, moving on to the takeover. The takeover, you got the option of glass and rim. I'm going to tell you right now, both are really good, but in their own ways, okay? Now, here's the one thing you got to realize. Rim takeover is a defense takeover. So in 2K20, you could spam X all you wanted in passing lanes and you would not lose any takeover. If you choose glass take, you can't spam X, you're going to lose takeover. At least that's how it was in 2K20. Obviously, you can see make a paint beast. First comparison is Dennis Rodman, which is pretty cool. You guys remember my Dennis Rodman video last year. If you didn't, you should go check it out. It was actually a banger. But anyways, enough self-advertisement here. Crank it up to 99. Here we go with the badge spread. 16, 1, 6, and 30 defense. Okay, so we're not going to be shooting. So slippery off ball is probably the best one to go for the shooting. Now finishing. Here's what I would do. Contact, slithery. I'm going to put up my Lob City finisher because we're going to be setting screens and slipping to the basket and all that. I would put consistent, pro touch, and acrobat all on bronze because they're going to help you time layups better. Relentless on gold, and then you could put fancy on bronze. Or if you want to play in the post a little bit more, if you get a switch, maybe you want to go back down punisher, drop stepper. It all depends what you want to do. I'm gonna just throw it on putback boss, so maybe we can get a nice little putback clip in the demo. And then I put gold relentless. Now here's why I wanted 6 playmaking badges, okay? If you're still with me, this is very crucial, okay? You want break starter if you're playing threes or pro-am or rec or anything like that, and then you want gold quick first step so that if you have the ball in your hands, you can explode past slow defenders, bigger centers. That quick first step is crucial. Now, defensive badges, you have so many. Basically, put them wherever you want, man. This build is literally, I mean, I don't really think it's up for debate. Like, people were doubting me in 2K20 when I first made this build, and then by the end of the year, all the comp pro-am centers were using it. All the best park centers like Nadex and Rel and Jay Goated, and I mean, the list goes on and all, you know, Chris ZT, he ended up making this build to play with Ticino. Like, this build was doubted at first, but then I think it's hands down at the end of 2K20 the best center build. In 2K21, again, it's going to be the best center build for sure. Like, it's just so well-rounded. It's able to switch on pick and rolls. It can do everything, man. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Best center build 2K21. I'm out. Peace.